your boy Bleeve.
This is not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right.
Everybody listen up.
If you don't use NordVPN, you could get hacked, and that would suck.
Bada bing, ching, ching, big profit. Even when the market's sideways.
Don't forget to sign up for MEXC. The link's in the description down below. That helps me out tremendously.
This it's not financial advice.
OKX is offering incentives for you to sign up. Make sure that you sign up today in the description down below.
I'm always right. I'm always right. I'm always right.
Go to atlashealthline.com for all of your Delta 8 gummy needs and for all your Delta 8 inhalation needs, I want to say. I don't know. Something like that. It's in the description below.
It's been a long day. I mean a long week. Maybe a long year. So let's get something clear. We're gonna stock up on some party favors.
Guys, if you're outside of America, or if you're lucky enough to be using NordVPN, you could be signed up to BitGet for all of your futures trading needs. The link is in the description down below. Hey guys, if you're trading in America, you can use up-down trading through crypto.com. It's in the description down below. Sign up today and start trading.
Carpet riders on some third eye shit. Mr. Pine Cones come a long, long way. So everybody gets sideways. Sing it. I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way. Everybody's getting sideways.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great morning. My name is Bleeves. This is Breakfast with Bleeves. And guess what? Hit that like button on the way in. Help me out. Let's get this trending in the YouTube algorithm. That's how more people get to see the product, and that helps me out tremendously. Now, without further ado, let's get on to, I guess, what's going to end up being one of my victory laps because, as the French say, I fucking told you. First of all, pre-markets are basically in the positive. Not much going on there. The liquidity doesn't really matter at this point because we're in the middle, as always, of the pump area. So that's but look, this is me on March 29. Binance is toxic right now. You should get your capital off of the exchange if you choose to trade on it. Only keep on there what you can afford to lose. Always off-ramp it to DeFi when you're done. Remember, Binance makes money from fees. Be careful. Well, where are we today? Here's where we are today. Today, on June 7, the U.S. court approved the Security and Exchange Commission's motion to freeze the assets of BAM Management and BAM Trading, two subsidiaries of crypto exchange Binance in the U.S. This case is being heard on an emergency application by plaintiff, the SEC, for certain urgent forms of relief against defendant Binance Holdings Limited. You, the American citizen, are under attack. There is a war going on. The Democratic Party has waged a war on you, the American people, and they are now freezing your assets on Binance.us. That is the start of this war. Now, we've heard about it for a long period of time. We think that everything's going to be just fine. It's not fine. You are now, again, let me go back to my victory lap and smile just a minute. But here we are. They want all assets frozen. That means that if you have money on Coinbase or on Binance.us, then that's it. Your money's going to sit there until the U.S. government decides otherwise. As they take, I don't know how long it's going to be for the investigation, but go look around and see how long it took for all of the other ones. Guys, that's I can't be any more specific than this. I can't do anything more than say I told you. If you had your money on the exchange and you decided, everything will be fine, it's not going to be fine. It's not going to be fine until there is regulation. And by the way, there is now an emergency hearing going to be held by Patrick McHenry and Glenn Thompson, who just so you guys know, there is a whole lot going on in the background. So that forced the SEC to try to do this. Now, not the least amongst them is all of these different companies, these banking organizations, these fiat businesses, all of them, they're in on this. They're complicit. You know why? Because they're the big donors for this Democratic Party now. Now, I know what most of you think, because you were taught to think this a long time ago, and it was right a long time ago. It's that Democrats are for the people and that Republicans are in the hand of big banks, et cetera, et cetera. Well, about 30 years ago, the Democrats said, well, hey, we need some of that cheddar too so that we can get elected. So, ta-da, here we are. The Democratic Party is now in the hands of these banks, and they are doing everything they can to stifle the innovation that is cryptocurrency and the trading that is cryptocurrency by saying things like, it's all fentanyl. Yeah, right. And the fentanyl that's on the street is being traded in US dollar, but you're not bitching about that. So here we are. Now, Coinbase wallet, no. Would just be Coinbase, but it's not Coinbase yet. And a matter of fact, it may never be Coinbase, just so everybody understands. And by the way, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Again, we want to get this trending as much as possible. That certainly helps me. I've been remiss in not telling you to hit that like button for a long time. And, you know, like the other day, we only had like 30 likes on 150 views. And the video doesn't trend if you don't hit the like button. And if you watch any of my content, guys, it helps me tremendously if you just take the time to hit that like button. Because if you don't, then nothing trends. And that, you know, doesn't help me. But this is a little difficult today. This is one of those moments where you've got to be careful. We have 38 likes so far. We've got about 100 people watching. So if you would, please, guys, hit that like button. I know you're busy. I know you got plenty of things to do. I know how hard that like button is sometimes to press. I know that it's a kind of a pain because, you know, it doesn't help you, but it does help me tremendously. So try to get your money out of Binance right now if you can. If you want to leave a little bit on there, I mean, leave a little bit on there. It doesn't really matter one way or another. If you're not going to touch your money for a long period of time, I don't know how long that's going to be, but if you don't plan on touching it for a long period of time, then that's fine. Just kind of leave it there. They're not going bankrupt. It's not, you know, that's not what this is. It's not about any of that. It's any of that stuff, right? There's no nefarious sort of it's over routine for it, right? It's not like that. What it is like though is that the government is out here, the Democrats specifically at this point. The Democrats are out here. They are attacking. Recently on Tuesday, the SEC also accused Coinbase of violating securities law. According to the regulator, the exchange blurs the traditional exchange, brokerage, and clearing agency services and did not register any of these activities under the SEC. And that right there should tell you everything that you need to know about the disingenuous, dishonest scumbags like Gary Gensler that are in charge, because this lying dirtbag, you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. By the way, if you're coming in, make sure you hit the like button. But this guy is. Let's go through some of the news first, and then we'll talk a little bit more about this, because this is absolutely bonkers. And there is a response, by the way, from Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, which kind of puts it all into perspective. And if you haven't already, Nice Hash has a good point here that says, "Good thing we got the Volti card." If you are in DeFi, then grab yourself a Volti card, grab yourself a SITA card, grab yourself one of those cards where you can just load your cryptocurrency on, and then you're not subject to the withdrawals that are needed for cryptocurrency like that. So it's a little less tracking, a little more backing, so to speak. So, but we'll move on here and we'll come back to it. I want to do Brian Armstrong, because I'm going to show you his reply, but we'll do that in a few minutes. Now, the U.S. courts give the SEC 1 week to respond to Coinbase's rulemaking petition. Now, if you were with me yesterday and you were in the Grumpy Cat chat, you heard Alex, who, like I said, she's kind of a pit bull when it comes down to her opinions. A lot of people she answers questions for people in the Grumpy Cat chat because she is an attorney, and this is kind of her specialty. And she was pointing out yesterday that some of these are just ridiculous, like the writ of mandamus that Coinbase cited the other day. They were saying that, hey, I don't what do you call it? They say they don't have They don't have clarity in the market. Well, the clarity is the laws from 1946. I know that's not the laws that you want. You want special laws that are specific to crypto, but we don't have any, which means that they have to rely on the laws that do exist. And in that case, it is the securities laws in 1946. So that's why we're having this conflict right now. They want something that doesn't exist. So when they have this writ of mandamus and they say, well, what we want is we want clarity about crypto, it couldn't be any clearer under the current circumstances. Now, that doesn't mean that the laws are not muddy, but it couldn't be any clearer. So the SEC replied with, kiss my ass, basically. We don't have to give you shit. That's exactly what they did. And then the judge has read that and said, no, it's not going to work. Now, the U.S. court has given an ultimatum to the Security Exchange Commission, giving the regulator 7 days to clarify its position on a rulemaking petition from the crypto exchange Coinbase. Now, they don't have anything like the SEC is going to be incredibly difficult on this. This is not going to end very well because they have no reason. They have no reason to even bother to reply or respond here because it makes no sense. They don't have to. Selmo in the house, Dr. Cornel West for President 2024. Guys, if you don't know, Dr. Cornel West has registered himself as an independent and will be running for president. So also very pro mind your goddamn business. So that would be another person. Right now you have RFK Jr., you have Cornel West, Marianne Williamson, you have Ron DeSantis. These are all pro crypto people. We're not sure about Donald Trump yet because he hasn't made a response, contrary to the one that he made in February, which said that he was opposed to Bitcoin because it represents a threat to the US dollar. And we know that Joe Biden is anti-Bitcoin, and we know that Liz Warren drinks the blood of children. We know all these things, right? Well, I mean, maybe she doesn't, but you know, I don't know what Native Americans do in their spare time. I've never been one like her. You know what I mean? I don't know, but whatever it is, it's anti-crypto. So remember that as we're doing this. And if you're one of those Trump maxis who's like, oh, you just don't like Trump, I don't give a shit about Donald Trump. I care about cryptocurrency. Who it is doesn't even matter at this point. This is all about a one-issue election, and that is cryptocurrency. So if Donald Trump gets on board, then Donald Trump's on board. I don't care. Padna. So anyway, Coinbase Chief Legal Officer Paul Grewal tweeted that if the SEC's answer to our petition is rulemaking is no, then they are required by law to tell us because we have the legal right to question that no in court. Not exactly. That's the thing. It's not exactly how this works because the SEC is going to say, excuse me, there are laws from 1946. We don't have to write new laws just because you've created a new class until that new class becomes an existing class with regulation. Like the SEC doesn't make the laws. Congress makes the laws. Congress has no laws. Now, that's gonna lead us to what's happening right now. So on June 5th, my son's birthday, by the way, on June 5th, Binance gets attacked by the United States SEC. And then on June 6th, Coinbase gets attacked by the SEC. Now, why is that happening? So let's go over here, Patrick McHenry, crypto, and this is going to tell you why. Patrick McHenry said the crypto bill, that they will have a crypto bill in 2 months. Okay. Now, here's what happened. The digital asset market structure proposal was released on June 2nd. Donald Trump did a cash grab and used cryptocurrency. That doesn't mean he's a supporter of it. That means that he's a user of it. I know a bunch of people that rug pulled a bunch of other people with NFTs and cryptocurrencies, and they don't. That doesn't mean that they're in Congress supporting cryptocurrency. February of 2023, he said, and guys, I just told you that I wasn't going to do this with the goddamn maxis, didn't I? Look, February of 2023, he said Bitcoin is an attack on the US dollar. He needs to change his stance. He needs to clarify that that is not it. It doesn't matter whether he has NFTs or not. A bunch of people who don't have shit to do with cryptocurrency have NFTs. There's a whole bunch of titty models on Twitter right now that have NFTs, and they don't have shit to do with the government. he is in the government or was in the government, and he said he's opposed to Bitcoin because it represents a threat to the USD. If this is a one-issue election, and right now he's anti. We need him to come out and say, you know what, maybe there is a path for Bitcoin. If he does that, done. Let's vote Trump. I don't give a shit at this point, right? Let's vote for him, but he's got to come out here and he's got to tell us that he is cool with it. Not that, like, oh, it's a threat to the US dollar. That is dangerous. And if he doesn't clarify, then he's anti-crypto. So, but I think he will, by the way. I really think that he will, because I think he wants that young vote. And I think that presents an opportunity. So if you're coming in, hit the like button, please, helping me push up the algorithm. Anyway, on June 2nd, this draft came out for discussion now, which now is creating a problem here for the SEC, because now the House Financial Services is coming in. And remember, Republicans control the House, which means that they're going to be looking at this and say, oh, you know what? Clarity in the market might be a good thing. And they might be pushing for this. So that creates a perfect opportunity and a great moment in time where we start to get at least the beginnings of that clarity. Now, these lawsuits are going to continue, but they will be withdrawn as we get some clarity and some regulation, if that changes the status. Again, the SEC enforces the laws. They don't create the laws. That's Congress. So if we can get Congress to make some laws, by the way, I think it's June 14th. That's a Wednesday, June 14th. They're going to be having a public hearing about this crypto asset bill. So it's getting ready to happen. Like, they are putting the pedal to the metal, and they're coming up with something that will show you, look, guys, we are working for you, the American people, because the American people are being attacked by the party that they just voted into office. They just got voted into office, right? They appointed Gary Gensler, an immediate attack on cryptocurrency. Liz Warren, an attack on cryptocurrency. Joe Biden, an attack on cryptocurrency, right? And it doesn't matter, because it's not a party thing. I don't give a shit about your party. I give a shit about whether it's pro-crypto or anti-crypto. And the people that are anti-crypto right now need to be voted out of office. And I don't care whether you have a D or an R next to your name. That doesn't mean shit to me. What matters to me is whether you're pro or anti-crypto. So party can kiss my ass. I don't give a shit about either one of you. I care about cryptocurrency and the adoption and the clarity that comes from everything. This is not about party politics. But again, March 29, I warned you guys this was going to be happening. Here we are. DeSantis is pro-crypto, so I would go yes on that one. Now, Brian Armstrong, here is the response that Brian Armstrong gave. And this was yesterday, where he tried at least to provide a little bit of clarity. Adam Cochran gave a breakdown of the SEC complaints. Now, this is what Brian Armstrong said. Regarding the SEC complaint against us today, we're proud to represent the industry in court to finally get some clarity around crypto rules. Remember, number one, the SEC reviewed our business and allowed us to become a public company in 2021. Now, this is what that means. And by the way, hit the like button if you would, please. Again, push us up in the algorithm. If you're here and you got a finger, you got a thumb, give me the middle finger, but put that middle finger on the goddamn like button, because that helps me tremendously. Now, the first thing that he said is the SEC reviewed our business and allowed us to become a public company in 2021, which means that the SEC looked at their business model 2 years ago. 2 years ago, they looked at their business model and they said, you know what? This checks out with us. Let's do this shit. So there was nothing, at least presumably at that point, that the SEC found them to not be in compliance in with the law, because it's the responsibility of the Security Exchange Committee to do that type of investigation when they're licensing a publicly traded company. Are they not? Okay. Well, they say that they've been breaking the law since 2019. How could they have been breaking the law in 2019 if in 2021 they were allowed to become a publicly traded company through the SEC? This is going to be one of these things where that's a dunk right there. Now, it doesn't mean that this is an attack. Remember, again, this is the Democrats attacking you. They are attacking. This is a war on America. Okay, this is a war on your liberty. This is a war on your freedom. And again, it doesn't matter what party you like. This currently is the Democrats attacking you. Now, if the banks came in and threw a bunch of money at Republicans, it'd be the Republicans attacking you. They don't give a shit. This is really not about Democrats and Republicans, but the Democrats are in power right now and they are attacking you. So get them out of office, right? Get them out of office. There's no path to come in and register. And what does Gary Gensler do? Gary Gensler does these videos and he's like, we invite everybody to come in and register. If you want to trade securities in the United States of America, then all you got to do is come in and register. Well, if the SEC says that, but Coinbase has been trying to do that, and they are a publicly traded company that the SEC approved, think about the level of spiral that's happening here right now. Now, here's the other part. The SEC is really good at lying to you and deceiving you. They are lying to you. They are deceiving you. They are doing all of this shit. They really are. So don't think for a minute that you're not going to look at this. You're going to see the response from the SEC and you're going to be like, God damn, that was good, because they do have a way of trying to box you in. We're looking at it from the we want this stuff to be adopted phase. We want clarity, we want regulation, we want it to be favorable to us, right? So that's what we're looking at. That's what we're thinking. When I'm telling you this, that's what I want to see, right? I want to see some clarity in it. I want to see some positivity in it. I want to see the government not messing with you, but I would also like to see government coming after shit coins and saying, Jesus Christ, guys, come on. This is just a gambling thing. Like, if you want to do shit coins, no problem. You can do that on Uniswap. Uniswap, you need to register as a gambling organization and create some clarity for crypto gambling. You know what I mean? Like this is a lottery at this point, right? So do that. And if you want to register as some kind of asset or commodity, and you have a use case, you have a function, you have something like that, then you can just change your registration at any point. Like Volt. Volt originally, you're a gambling organization. You come up with a Volti change, or you come up with some kind of use case. Okay, well then you could register as a commodity or a security. You know what I mean? Like it is very simple. If you're used as a currency, then you're a commodity, right? So there's got to be some kind of clarification that we would like to see, right? But right now there's not. So the SEC is going to use that 1946 law against everybody. The SEC and the CFTC have made conflicting statements and don't even agree on what a security and what a commodity is, right? So the CFTC calls Ethereum a commodity. The SEC calls it a security. Now, it should be pointed out, none of the projects that were used, none of the projects that are in this, that are in any of these complaints by the SEC, none of them are proof of work. They are all proof of stake. What happens in proof of stake? What happens is you stake your crypto with, in Ethereum's case, you stake 32 Ethereum and you become a node, right? And that node authorizes transactions, et cetera, and gets rewarded for doing that. That means that you have a promise of profit, and that makes it a security. That's what they're saying. Everything that's proof of stake does the same thing, because you are staking and adding and earning more of what you've got in order to do that. Now, also remember, Coinbase was not attacked just for being Coinbase. They were attacked based on them having a staking protocol, which they had, by the way, since 2019, and again was part of their becoming a publicly traded company. It was commonly known, and the SEC still approved it. So again, there's a lot of stuff here. So we'll see how it plays out. But number 4, this is why the U.S. Congress is introducing new legislation to fix the situation. The rest of the world is moving to put clear rules in place to support this technology. Now, here is the thing. Now, why is all of this happening? And the answer is banks. The answer is always the banks. The banks do not want. Here's what the banks are trying to do, right? One of the problems that you're running into with cryptocurrency right now is that it is the Wild West. There's no, it's crazy, right? I mean, again, Pepe. Am I right? I mean, come on, guys. All I should have to say to you to make you go, God damn, you're right, is Pepe. Pepe doesn't do shit, doesn't do anything. It's number 85 overall in all cryptocurrencies with a $445 million market cap. Number 17 in trading volume, $285 million. This is gambling. This is just gambling and nothing more, right? Now, funny thing, Volt uses Pepe now as a cryptocurrency for purchase on VoltiCard. The first use case for Pepe actually came from Volt of all places, and being used as a currency. Even if you're not being used as the opportunity to be used as a currency still quantifies you as having a use case as rudimentary as it may be. But yeah, you can use your Pepe to buy and purchase stuff on your card, and it translates into cash when you're using your Volti card. So, Volt of all places came through with a reason to have some Pepe. But the point is, it still really has no direct use case. 284 million in volume, number 17 overall, 445 million market cap, number 85 overall. No purpose, no use, no reason. This is exactly what is wrong with cryptocurrency, and the way that you fix it is by this should be gambling class, right? Cryptocurrency gets broken down, hopefully, when it gets into court, or when the House starts looking at it. They're going to say, these things are commodities over here, these things are securities over here, and these things are a gambling class. They don't have a use case. This is just some high risk, high reward potential. It's like penny stocks. It's high risk, high reward. Something crazy could happen, or you can get fucking wrecked, but you can make your own choice in that, and it's regulated as such. There's 25,000 cryptocurrencies, and we don't need 25,000 cryptocurrencies, but we also don't need somebody telling us that we don't need 25,000. We should be able to figure that shit out for ourselves, right? We can't, because we're speculating and we're gambling. How many Pepes are there at this point, by the way? Just ask yourself that. If I were to put in Pepe into this search over here, how many Doge Pepe, Floki Pepe, Volt Pepe, how many Pepes are there really at this point? How many Baby Pepe? How many Mommy Pepe? How many different ones? You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason for these to exist. This is just cash grabs by developers. And that part we need to, guys. By the way, if you're coming in just now, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please hit the like button, push me up in the algorithm. That's how more people come in here, and that helps me tremendously. I don't mean to be a pest about this, but I haven't been for a long period of time. And of course, YouTube stops rewarding you, of all places. We have 89 likes right now. Can we get up to 100 likes? There's 150 people in here. Can I get 10 of you who haven't hit the like button so far to just hit the like button, get me over 100 likes? I appreciate that so much. Now, again, Pepe has no use, has no reason. So that's where all of these things are. Now, at the same time, let's move on to some other topics here. Ethereum Gas has reached a new low. What does this mean for Ethereum? Well, it means that the volume of trading, that means that the volume of are you fudding I don't have to FUD Pepe. Pepe is number 85 overall in the market, and I have a pro Pepe video coming out today, because I don't believe that Pepe is done by any stretch of the imagination. I think that Pepe is going to have a nice big ass run at some point coming very soon. So no, I'm not fudding it, but it doesn't have a reason to exist other than speculation and gambling. Like, it has to be we have to have a speculative asset class, and that's what it is at this point, right? Just because, and again, by the way, just because Volt is doing it doesn't mean that it by itself is anything more than speculative at this point, because there's got to be a level, got to be a limit, there's got to be something, right? Well, and then there you go, you got PP, which is a knock on Pepe. And Janet Yellen wants Congress to pass additional crypto regulation. And by the way, Janet Yellen is not even saying that we need to stop everybody and kill them, right? She is actually she's actually saying, look, make my job easier, make all of the jobs easier here. She's not anti-crypto, in fact. So more power to Janet Yellen, you ruggedy old bitch. Look at you. Also, Binance here. This, by the way, I think we talked about this the other day. The block.io or the block.co was Daniel Almeida, something like that, right? This is a disingenuous sort of, and look, this is what I'm telling you. I try to tell you as much as possible that the media is dishonest with you, and when you see it, you have to be able to recognize it. Binance US raked in $410 million of revenue since inception, accounts show. That's ridiculous. Okay, this is this hack ass piece of shit writer telling you what can only be described as stupid shit here. Okay, Binance raked in by to begin with has a negative connotation because they didn't rake anything in. Binance US earned $410 million of revenue since its inception, but what they're doing is they're making it seem like there's something wrong with them making money. How fucking dare they? That's the kind of lowbrow shit that you can't trust in the media. But what do we see? That's exactly what we see. We see this kind of article, and this is why you should always question everything that you read when you read it, because these people, they are out for their own better interest. And it wouldn't surprise me to know that somebody that Tim Copeland knows, or that the block.co knows, somebody over here is making some money off of Binance getting dunked on, like they shorted BNB. Matter of fact, by the way, just to tell you guys, June 5th, early in the morning, I had a buddy in one of my chats, and he was like, dude, I'm shorting the shit out of BNB right now. Wish me luck. People are attacking CZ Binance. That usually wrecks the price. And the price was actually down. And then an hour later, the SEC files a suit against Binance, and like the price of BNB fell off a cliff. And he was like, oh my God, this is the greatest day of my life. Just so you know. So congratulations to you, man. You know who you are. So research shows the majority of Pepe investors, by the way, are caught in high-stake game of musical chairs. The majority of investors do not stand to gain from Pepe Coin's Herculean rise, indicating a limited window for potential gains. Something that we all should be recognizing, that we should all be saying. And if you're like, are you fudding my bag? No, I'm being honest with you, which you should appreciate the honesty, and you should appreciate somebody who's being honest with you about all of this stuff, right? The majority of Pepe Coin investors were left playing a game of musical chairs as early participants. And musical chairs, like, okay, the Sharia Mawa said, I'm going to use musical chairs because it sounds cool. That's stupid too. The early profit taking has drained the token of substantial liquidity, leaving majority of investors unable to make meaningful profits. The 80% of potential profits were accrued in the first week of Pepe Coin's issuance, when the Pepe the Frog themed meme coin went to a market capitalization of low five figures to 33 million in just over a week. The token since ran to a peak market capitalization of 1.8 billion, seeing trading volumes surpass those of Dogecoin and SHIB, which are otherwise the biggest meme coins by trading volume. Some analysts have repeatedly rang the alarm bells around the early activity of Pepe Coin traders, as well as the absence of retail traders. Ta-da! The major risk has been too many tokens in too few hands. And people, guys, by the way, here's just so you understand, just so you guys understand. Imagine, if you will, you wanted to get a whole bunch of people and hook them on something, right? So what happened is you had all of this money, you had all this VC money, venture capital money, comes in here, gets a bunch of retail in here, and then they start to cash out, right? But then they see, oh shit, you know what? There's a lot of retail money coming in here. What if we did a little bit more? And then they start pumping it back up, right? Again, this is venture capital. This is not Pepe investors. This is not you. This is not me. This is venture capital money coming in, and it's like, holy shit, like, we're just going to pump this thing up a little bit. And then what happens? Retail keeps coming, and retail keeps coming. They're like, oh my God, it's going to be the next SHIB. I'm going to make my money. It's Doge. It's blah, 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 blah. And then you see, by the way, let me point out something like, and I'm going to use Volt as an example here. Then you see something like Volt, which has been a product that's been out here with a $60-70 million market cap all this time. Well, guess what happens? The retail investors in Volt take their money and they go home. So Volt, which is trading at 11-1200, 5 zeros, 11-12, is now down at 6 zeros, 51.30, because half of the investors took off and jumped in, and you could see that you can follow they all went into Pepe, they all went into Bob, they all went into these speculative tokens that didn't have an otherwise reason to exist, right? So all of that money got sucked out by venture capital groups. Now, the good part for Pepe is that Pepe still has a lot of investors that are wrecked in it, that and maybe, just maybe, when the market flips, and by the way, it is trending into this channel where it probably will have a breakout which, by the way, of all things, this little area right here, this is a line right here of resistance and support. And this is what it's actually doing. Like, it's all trending to this spot right here. So sometime in the next 2 weeks, it looks like maybe the next 3 weeks, Pepe is going to have a breakout. Now, will it be a huge breakout? I don't think so. I don't think that it goes up beyond, because here's the thing. All the money was sucked out up here by venture capital and by people who were cashing out the top because they got lucky. There's only a few people that cashed out and made life-changing money, okay? Some people make good money, but life-changing money, only a few people. But what you got here is you got a mass of people that got in right here because they were on this downside, or they were getting in on this upside, and instead of taking their profit, they were sitting in like a Telegram, doing shit like sending out gifs going like, we mooning, dog, we mooning. And instead of cashing out and taking the top, because they thought it was going to go on forever, and they thought this was a 50 billion market cap, and they just sat there and they watched, and they went to sleep one night, and they woke up the next morning and they were like, where the fuck did my money go? Come on, guys, what the fuck? Pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. And then they started playing songs like "We Want to Pump It Up" and what, whatever fucking song they play. And where are they right now? Sitting there wrecked right now. So they're waiting for this moment to come where they get back into this 2000 so they can get some of their money back out, right? Because all these people are just absolutely screwed at this point, and the money just keeps coming back down. Well, this is what's happening. It's a slow bleed as all of those people say, fuck it. I'm not going to invest in this anymore. I'm just taking my money. And then you got speculative people like me who find a channel like this and say, oh shit, you know what? If I hit long and short this, I can make a ton of money, right? Here's the play right now on Pepe. When it hits this line right here, go long. Let it come up here. When it comes up here, short it. When it hits this line again, go long again. Now in this one, you would have gotten wrecked, by the way. So I do have to point that out. But it comes down like that. But if you don't do it and you just hold it and say, you know what, it's coming down, what the fuck, let's just do it. It's going to mint lower highs. So if you're up here on the top end, it's not going much higher unless it has a breakout, right? So it comes all the way down here and you're like, oh shit, I just made a ton of money shorting this thing from 2,000 all the way down to 1,000. Are you shitting me? That is a gigantic play right there. Some people got rich off that. Then you made this play right here and you got rich again because it went from 1,000 to 2,000. That was a gigantic move. Then it came back down again, and you short up here and you long down here and you short up here and you long down here. And it's been doing that for a while right now. Then we had the thing with Binance. What happened? It broke down, and this is where we found the line, by the way. This line didn't exist, okay? This is where the line didn't exist until now. Now we have a line down here showing this sort of consolidation. And guess what? The entirety of all of these lines are almost singularly matched up into this area, and that area happens to be a point of resistance and support over here, meaning something is going to happen right here, right? May not be huge, but again, that's what's happening right now. When we come back up, you're going to find the path of most resistance is going to be where it all ends, if it can even get there. And to me, it's my opinion. I'm not giving you financial advice, but I am going to point out that there is a spot right there that represents probably the best you're going to get, and it's most probably closer to 14 right here. Because this spike up here, by the way, a lot of that, when this kind of big shit here happens, that's not really, that's bot trading and stuff like that. So I would say that somewhere in this range of 1,500, that's the end, and that's the max that you can get on Pepe. So if you got in up here, then your chance to get back out is going to come probably on this pump. You'll probably get a massive pump up to 1,500. Now, in the meantime, if you're, what I would be doing if I were in this and I were wrecked because I was here, I would actually sell. I wouldn't sell right now. I would wait to see if this doesn't pump, make a decision based on whether it sticks to this. And if it comes off of this and comes back up, then I would sell when it hits the top of this chart right here. And then I would short the position and let it come back down here and make a little bit of money. I would start clawing my money back with longing and shorting, which you can do, by the way, on MEXC or on BitGet. So use the links in the description down below for that. And if you're interested in security, sign up for NordVPN. but let it come down through these channels a couple times. If something crazy happens in the market, then it's probably going to dip down in this area one more time. But again, find yourself a chart, find the spots on the chart where it's trading, and then just make yourself a couple lines on the chart and then just trade that until you don't trade it anymore. I mean, trade it until you can't trade it anymore. Don't over risk yourself. Don't over leverage yourself. Just do smart trading. If you have $1,000, do 3x leverage. So you're trading with like $3,000. So if you get a 10% gain, that's $300, right? Claw your way back and use the charts. These charts, this is a 4-hour chart. The 1-hour chart basically helps you a little bit more. Like you can look at it right here. And I would say that this is probably on the way back up. We'll see how this blue candle works right here. That could be like a mini relief rally, but right here should be a bounce area. Then it's going to come back up. Now, if it doesn't all the way come down here, that's okay. It's not going to go all the way up here either. It's going to get close. So when it gets close again, then that's where you make the money. Like that's how you do it. That's the only way that you're going to get yourself something out of it before it starts to fall. So now, here is why crypto crashed, by the way. Just so everybody knows, there is a specific reason. Crypto market records a slight recovery as Jim Cramer advises investors to get out of crypto. God damn it. Yesterday morning, Jim Cramer told everybody to get out of crypto. And what the hell happened to crypto? It pumped to the moon. This dude can't catch a fucking break. He can't catch a break for his life, right? He tells you to get out of crypto, and then you get the pump of your life out of it. Like, look, just do everything the opposite of what Jim Cramer says, and you will be fine. That's the only financial advice left in the world that actually works. But now that we're at the end here, let's go down this chart. Bitcoin 26.7, down about 19 billion. The market positive for the day so far. But crypto, again, this is America, doing that American I'm a little teapot piece of shit thing. And they're dumping, and there's probably some kind of announcement or something that just came out that I don't know or that we haven't seen yet. It could just be what we've already seen. So Doge, no, I don't see anything. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I don't see any news that would make me think that something bad is going on. This is just the weak-ass-handed Americans doing the weak-ass-handed American thing and leaving the market. Now, maybe this reverses. Maybe it turns back around. I don't know what the day is going to bring yet. Very difficult to read at this point. We have to deal with the disaster moments and stuff like that. But the trading opportunity exists. So you're in between channels right here. So if it bounces down into the green over here, it's possible that there's a reversal. Most probably it's going to be at the bottom. And then I would go long and play it there. But remember that we are trending in the heart line. We didn't go all the way up to the top. We got some resistance up here, came into the heart line. So, maybe just play half of this channel, see what's happening there. DCA your way in, by the way. Don't just go heavy, but DCA your way through. Now, with Ethereum dropping, that means that the broader market that we're in is going to drop as well. So that's why you're seeing probably a run on some of this price action over here. But Bloom block is up to 1525, up 30% on the day. Mong having a little bit of a revival to 15, 7/0's 15. I mean, Mong's dead otherwise. And a lot of this might even be some of that wash trading. So it may not even be anything good. Pepe at 1122 making its way back down. Look, guys, I told you I don't want to be right, but I am. So take advantage of it. Ben is oscillating here in this little range right here. It did have a bit of a breakout. Like this was going to be resistance right here, and it broke out yesterday, had a nice little run. I do think a tier 1 exchange is coming today. They keep saying in a couple more hours we're going to get an announcement. So I do think that there's something big that's going to happen. I think it's 3 p.m. today. So you might see a spike in Ben's price action. No guarantees. I don't know yet. I talked to BitBoy last night, but it was about, I need a Ben hat. So we'll see. WAGMI 5909, still pumping. Still continuing its way up. It's not as high as it was before. We're still not there yet, but that push is still continuing on WAGMI. So hopefully any moment now, we'll get some kind of magical moment with WAGMI and it starts to run. And some of us have been waiting for a long time, get a little bit of relief off of it. MMA at 33.34, Cult at 35.45, SHIB at 8,006. Volt continues to find support at 5,000, but not more than that. Like, it's minting. I just did where I think like this, it could go down lower, is what I said, than 52, because there's still some opportunity for a lower low down here. And son of a bitch, if it's not breaking through and falling down further. Somebody sold 5.5 ETH just a little while ago. So, and I mean, I don't know what to tell you about some of this shit. So there's going to have to be an announcement that moves Volt. Grumpy Cat is at 1064. RFD is down to 1327. We mooning, dog. You're wrong, dog. No, I'm not. PSYOP 9885. I do want to be wrong. I do want to be right about PSYOP. A lot of buying coming in. Always a lot of buy pressure. But I mean, again, you know, with this smart ETH Ben keeps saying things, it's at some point we're going to have to see it. And then of course, what did he do? He moved on to Finale. So now we have another fucking, I mean, Jesus Christ. It's funny at first, but now it's just like, Jesus Christ. And you got the oranges and you got the finales and you got the stuff like that. Like it, and it's not that he doesn't care about PSYOP and he doesn't care about Loyal anymore. It's just that there's nothing you can do about Loyal until Sidex launches. And as far as PSYOP goes, I don't know what's taking so long. So, I mean, we'll see what happens, but that's it. That's the update for the days, guys. Hope you guys are very careful and safe in your investments. I would be watching for the SEC to do something crazy because they do all that kind of stuff. Now, in the meantime, if you're a Donald Trump supporter, remember, I am Donald Trump's favorite supporting. Look, this is his favorite crypto channel. A lot of people are saying it's not, but it is. And you know what? I got proof.
I'm about to drop some hugely powerful alpha. And that's what they call it. They call it alpha, believe me. Okay? And not many people know this, but alpha means that I know big things, strong things, powerful things. So here's the alpha, folks. If you want to be hugely rich like me, you got to join and subscribe to the BLEEVESCRYPTO YouTube channel. You got to become a member because many people say, quite frankly, it's the strongest YouTube channel out there. It's fantastic. It's the best. So let me know what you think, folks. Funny Donald out.
And there it is, folks. If you can't trust Donald Trump, who can you trust? All right, guys, we'll talk to you again soon. See you at bedtime tonight. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed the show. Remember to sign up for MEXC, BitGet, and NordVPN down in the links.
I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around.